Hi, Professor Harper. In this video, I'm going to present my course reading about the passage that I chose from The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. The passage is written here, as you can see. From my point of view, the theme of the passage is recognition and understanding of suffering. In the linguistic level, I underline the words that I think that will help me to analyze the passage in terms of meaning and theme. So these words are acceptance, helplessness, splendor, vapid, irresponsible, happiness, free, existence, and knowledge. And in the semantic level, I wrote down the meanings of these words. Acceptance means general agreement that something is satisfactory or right. Helplessness means the feeling of or state of being unable to do anything to help yourself or anyone else. It is used for the ones who live in Amalas. Splendor means great beauty that attracts admiration and attention. Also, it is used for the lifestyle of their of the people who live in Amalas. Vapid, showing no intelligence or imagination. Irresponsible means not thinking enough or not worrying about the possible results of what you do. Happiness, I put the happiness because one of the main themes is the happiness in terms of whole text, whole story. Free is not limited or controlled. Existence, the fact of something or someone existing. It is used for the child's existence. It will be crucial for us while analyzing the passage. Knowledge, awareness, understanding, or information that has been obtained by experience. And in the structural level, I analyze the passage deeply. In the structural level, the first sentence immediately attracts my attention. The acceptance of their helplessness is presented as the source of their splendor of their lives. I think we can, at this point, easily associate the splendor of their lives with the presence of their happiness, since it is the reason why their lives are splendid, being happy. And they are helpless about retrieving the child back to life, and they accept their helplessness, and I think which means they ignore the fact that child is suffering. Therefore, I can conclude that the source of their happiness is not only the acceptance of child suffer, but also they ignore it. Yeah, ignore it. Then in the second sentence, their happiness is presented as not being vapid and irresponsible, which make me to interpret the story from another perspective, actually. Because a responsible happiness suggests sacrificing something from yourself in order to reach the happiness. And I think the guilt of accepting their helplessness creates their responsibility for their happiness. And at this point, I think that they may be suffering too, since they have their tears and anger of accepting their helplessness, and since they know that they are not free like the child. They're not free like the child because they are not free. They are like the child. They know and understand suffering. I conclude this sentence. Let me repeat it. Because they are not free, they are like the child. They know and understand suffering. I repeat it because I think the main theme is lying there. Finally, for the structural part, I want to focus on their knowledge of its existence. that makes their life splendid. The existence of child means, for me, the existence of someone who is suffering. To make something more valuable, you must know that the verse exists. That's the main point here. The existence of the child makes their lives splendid since they know someone is suffering, which is one of the main themes in the passage and in the story. There are some passages found uh, that I found more clearer than this, actually reflecting in terms of reflecting the main theme of the text story. But I choose this passage because since it makes me to evaluate the story in a different way. The way the passage makes me to think is the people who live in Omelas actually recognize and understand suffering, and that is what make them happy. I mean, suffering and happiness are not two distinct notions for them, and instead understanding and suffering is an essential part of happiness. They are not distinct. So let me continue with the cultural level. In cultural level, I will relate what I argue with our context. In today's world, there is a prevalent system that separates people into classes, like in this hierarchical level. This class distinction brings this hierarchical order, I mean, with itself, and in the hierarchical order, it's nothing but a thing that brings the notions of lower and higher status people, which is, I think, also harmful in terms of the unity of society. I mean, I'm talking about these classes. The people who belongs to the lower parts of this hierarchical order, I mean this order, I mean this level, this layer, must serve to the ones who are in the higher parts in order to survive. This is the similar situation in the story, I guess, where these people suffer and others do not or cannot do anything to change their capitalist system, although they know that these people are suffering. I can say that suffering is even more brutal in today's world compared to the homeless, since there aren't almost a place for people to walk away from where they are challenged with the brutal system, since everywhere in today's world is under influence of capitalism. So, um, so I guess my presentation is over. Thank you for listening. Thank you.